We live in a world designed to steal your attention. Even right now, you're watching this video while scrolling on social media just to keep your brain stimulated. Billions of pieces of information fight for your attention every single second, and before you know it, you're trapped. You get caught in the algorithm that's showing more and more content, but you're actually achieving less. In real life, your dopamine is fried, you no longer focus, and you need constant stimulation. But there's one skill that you can develop that allows you to have full control over your own mind. Let's be real, the problem is not the productivity methods, it's about how you control your attention and use it for your work and achieving better results. So forget about productivity hacks you consume on social media because 99% of them won't work if you don't cure the bigger problem, and that is why you need to protect your attention. So now let's talk about why being focused is harder than ever. You might think that you're being productive 99% of the time, but the truth is you're getting distracted every single day. You can't even focus for 30 seconds watching this video. Your mind is already wondering 5 things you need to do in your day. So a recent survey found that the ideal TikTok video length was between 21 to 34 seconds, with many users reporting that they find longer videos stressful. This is why you are distracted. This is why you have such a low attention span. Because if you can focus on one thing at a time for the next 30 minutes, you already beat 99% of people. And you know what? Everyone is distracted. And bear in mind, I still scrolling on social media, but I am aware that these things will suck up my attention, making me unproductive and feel lazy most of the time. So these are the reasons why you're distracted. You mindlessly consume the bullshit 10-second videos, hoping to get that little dopamine hit. You're too lazy to do the work, so you just do what's easy, scrolling on social media. The funny thing is that people you look up to is either influencers, YouTubers, or productivity gurus. They're still wasting their time. They're still scrolling on social media. But they know how to handle it because they have full control over their own mind and attention. And you're sitting there wondering how you can be productive, but you already lost at the beginning. If you're not aware that this is the problem, maybe this is the time for you to take a step back and do dopamine detox. So a dopamine detox is basically you reduce activities that increase your dopamine drastically and you replace those activities with the productive ones. Let's say you have a problem with binge eating food. Now you make your own food. You struggle with social media. Now this is the time for you to take a break from social media. So these are things that will help you. Every single morning, turn off your phone and put it in the wardrobe. Open up your laptop, start a stopwatch and work on your projects. Give yourself a 1-hour window to open social media apps for your addictions. You don't need to get rid of all of it completely, but try to replace them with better ones. At first, working without your phone at your desk makes you feel bored, but you don't realize how quickly you can complete the task without your phone. So to increase your attention, you have to do activities with 100% of consciousness. Then you become used to work without your phone in the morning, and you actually make progress in your work and productivity. Now that you control over your own mind, you can start focusing on your work. Let's say you start making content on social media. You know, the hardest thing you can do is scripting content. In the first 30 minutes, you are in a flow state. This is when you focus on your work without thinking anything else. But then you start getting distracted by your internal thoughts. You think it is better for you to check up your phone, open up social media, and replying to this message. But trust me, 1 minute becomes 10 or even 30 minutes. You get distracted and it is hard for you to get back into focus. A study found that after only 20 minutes of interruption, people reported significantly higher stress, frustration, workload, effort, and pressure. This means that just 20 minutes wasting your time on social media, checking up your phone, replying to this message will increase your stress, frustration, or even workload. This will bring negative effect on your productivity. Just imagine if you can focus on your work and complete it right away. You wouldn't have stress, frustration, or even negative feelings. You would be fulfilled by the task you have done. I used to believe that I can do work anytime I want, but then once I start distracting myself on social media, I spend the first 10 minutes consuming content, but then I can't stop consuming more and more content, and I ended up wasting more and more time. Deep down, I know exactly what needs to be done, but I keep making excuses, thinking that Watching one more content will help me focus on my work. This is when back in 2023, I took this to the next step. I do a full month of dopamine detox. Basically, I go to gym, I work on my business, I make content on YouTube, and I go to university to attend the classes. And that's all I do every single day. I know it wasn't easy to stop all of these bad habits, but then once you start replacing these bad habits with the better ones, you will start seeing results like I did. So here's how you can do the same. Write down what things will distract you and remove them from your room before work. Whenever you get distracted, go for a 5-minute walk without your phone, then come back to your work. People tell you that you need a willpower and a system to be focused, but the easiest thing you can do to be focused is not getting distracted at the first time. You basically block all of these distractions and make it impossible while you're working. You don't really need a productivity routine. If you're bored, if you get distracted, just go on a 5-minute walk. You can go to your bathroom, you can go down the street. Just distract yourself with another activity, but don't distract yourself on social media overstimulation content. But focusing on your work is not enough. You can't tell if you're productive or not. You're so used to do anything at once. You want to complete every task in a day, but you do it all at once. This will make you overwhelmed and prevent you from making progress. Let's talk about why doing all at once actually make you less productive. Imagine you were born back in the caveman days. You wake up in the morning and all you need to do is to hunt for food. You're so hungry and your tribes need food to survive. Of course, you wouldn't think about to reinvent the technology. You focus on hunting for food because that's what truly matters at the moment. You get the food right away, you eat it, and you give it to your tribes. This is why I don't do anything else while I'm hungry. Every morning I wake up and I just do the work. That's what truly matters at the moment. That's how I hunt for food. So there's a study that found heavy media multitaskers are distracted by the multiple streams of media they're consuming. Those who now frequently multitask are more effective at volitionally allocating their attention in the face of distractions. People who frequently engage in multiple tasks at a time tend to be more distracted because they can't focus on one thing at a time. But people who multitask less are generally better at controlling their attention and can voluntarily focus on a task even when distractions are present. It's scientifically proven that multitasking is not good for your attention. You actually split your focus between different things at a time and you make no progress and everything. This is why I believe that if you want to focus, just go on a full screen mode. So this is how you break the multitasking cycle. Put your app in full screen mode and close everything. Only open one app at a time. Lock yourself in a room when working on a meaningful project to minimize impulsive behavior. Again, you don't need productivity apps or a willpower or even forcing yourself to focus on one thing at a time. You just need to make distractions impossible while you're working because it's easier to prevent disaster than cure it. So if you still have 10 different tabs open while you're watching this video, you have to remind yourself that maybe you're not gonna make it in life because you're too distracted and you need constant stimulation. So don't multitask just to convince yourself that you're being productive because you're not. You just need constant stimulation to be productive. Now it's easy for you to have a structured schedule for your work if you follow the 3 principles we've discussed. Let's talk about how you structure your deep work for your success. The education system told you to study 8 hours every single day, Monday to Friday, and you will be succeed in your life. But if you think critically, why do rich people have the same 24 hours as you but work more efficiently? This is what most people believe that leads to success. Work 8 hours at a job, spend the weekend recovering. If you don't follow the crowd and living a secure life, go for it. But if you want a fulfillment life, not just working on other else's business, but working on your business, starting your personal brand, making money from it, you have to think the opposite of most people. Because Carl Newport suggests that the upper limit for deep work per day is 4 hours. Beyond this, our ability to direct focus attention diminishes. Remember, school told you to study 8 hours. They are preparing you not for success, but to work on someone else's business. Or even your boss told you to work every single day, 5 days a week, and wasting your weekends. But if you want a better life, you have to leverage the first 4 hours of your day. Wake up and do 4 hours of deep work. Do it first thing in the morning before your job. It's easier said than done, but if you have the strong reason to do it, you're gonna do it even if you don't feel like it, even you feel exhausted. And this is why most people waste their mornings and nights. So if you want to structure your work, Don't follow someone else's schedule. Don't follow the education system schedule. You have to make your own schedule. So I want you to create your own specific schedule. 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. deep work. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. office job. 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. fitness and self-education. You want to do deep work first thing in the morning. This is when you are at peak of your focus and energy. And after that, you can do anything else. If you have a normal job, this is when you go to your job. And bear in mind, you come back home not to relax, not to scrolling on social media, but you go to gym, you do exercise, and you come back home to self-educate yourself. Well, I'm not forcing you to follow the schedule, but try it for the next 7 days and see how it works. Of course, you won't see massive progress in just a week, but this will train you to have routine. And this will help you to escape the rat race. Rather than just believing that you're productive at your job, think about how you can make the most of your time for your life. And I want you to do it right now. Since I've been practicing deep work and developing my focus, I see small results every single day. I started loving my work and I feel fulfilled after doing 4 hours of deep work every single day. I used to hate scripting content, but now I can't stop but writing content every single day and having crazy ideas. This changed my life forever and I start huge results in my YouTube channel. And I became more sharp each day. Of course, there are days when I feel like I don't want to do it. Bear in mind, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, or even Marcus Aurelius experienced setbacks, but they are managed to push through resistance. So don't worry about bad days, they will come at any given time. The key is to get back to your focus after you're getting distracted. Real change happens in who you become. It doesn't matter how long you focus on your work, if you don't see improvement in your productivity, it's all nonsense. This is when it's no longer about productivity, but this is how you start thinking differently. You become addicted to challenges and you develop the ability to work through pain. So if you want to take this to the next level, consider working one-on-one with me. This is how my 2 clients in the past managed to change their life forever with 7 frameworks that will improve your productivity and focus. So if you're interested, click the first link in the description below and also grab my free ebook, link in the description below. And enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.